This is Grade 2 Mission 6 Overview for Zearn Math, Module 6 Overview for Eureka Math, Equal Groups. The central focus of this mission is equal groups, which is of course building a foundation for multiplication and division that students will explore further in the third grade. The progression of this mission starts with concrete drawings and materials, developing groups, using pictures and real objects. Moves to more abstract tape diagrams. Then they organize equal groups into arrays. I really like the array representation for multiplication and understanding multiplication as grouping. And then they build and partition rectangles similar to arrays. And this is intro to area also. The core fluency in this case is same as spiral because the grouping activities that you're going to do through the core lessons, they need to be done. They need to be done during the core time with your scaffolding. Students need to be exposed to them. They need to play around with equal grouping, but it's not at the mastery skill level yet. It's just really developing an idea and a foundation for multiplication or division. So you'll have plenty of fluency time in this mission to work on the prior foundational fluencies that have been introduced throughout the entire second grade. So continue to work on automaticity of facts to 20. Hopefully at this point most of your students have automaticity or automatic retrieval of facts to 20. If not, this is something we definitely need to start figuring out an intervention for. So contact your SPED department, contact me so we can work on ideas. Fluency with addition and subtraction to 1000 using the standard algorithm was introduced in the last module or mission, so we need to continue to work on that. Now students are still turning it over. They're still developing mastery in that area, so you need to continue to do some repetitive skill-based practice. Again, when you're doing fluency practice using repetition, just use algorithms, don't use models. If kids aren't getting it and you need to pull them aside, that's when you do some modeling with place value disk to assure understanding. But when they're practicing fluency, just stick with your algorithms. The foundational goal of this mission is multiplication and division as grouping, just really understanding that. It's laying the foundation again. What doesn't go away is what we just talked about. Multiple digit skill operations, addition and subtraction, multiple digit operations within 1000, and automaticity of facts within 20. If students don't have fluent use of multiple digit operations, if they haven't developed fluency within 200, then that's where they need to be working, and then occasionally bring back in the thousands. But this is where you would need to differentiate some time and make sure they can spend time with you if they haven't mastered 200 yet. Once they have fluency within 200, then you're ready to turn them loose with fluent practice within 1000. So watch that. If you give them fluency practice within 1000, you could waste 3, 4, or 5 minutes of their day where they can't accomplish anything. So keep a close eye on that. Special notes, again, are for if you're running short on time, especially in a year like this pandemic year. You don't have as much time as you used to have to spend with kids. So here are just some ideas, things to really key in on really for this one. Spend a lot of time in this mission working on fluencies. Get through the lessons. They'll revisit this grouping aspect in third grade. So there's another chance for them to get it. So you don't have to turn it over and over and over. Just work them through it. Spend some time skip counting during transitions. Have them doing it at home with their parents. Assign just skip counting activities. Explain to parents how to do it. And with the grouping aspects, focusing on the mission itself, if you have to cut some corners, I would really spend some time working on arrays. This really displays multiplication really, really well. And if you look at rows and columns and break it apart that way, it's a good modeling of it for just really showing what multiplication is. For division, you really need more breaking apart activities to demonstrate division. But again, they'll have more time to revisit this grouping aspect of multiplication and division, so it doesn't have to be mastered. A nice trick here is if you have several kids who have fallen behind and haven't mastered the skills mentioned here, you can spend a lot of time in this mission working on those. You could even turn the core content over to something like Zearn, which will always be here for you, whether you're using Zearn or Eureka. You could have students just work through those autonomously. You'll be able to check their progress. You can give them exit tickets to see how well they're understanding. But then you could use all of your direct instructional time to revisit some of these concepts and differentiate for kids who are really low. You're just always going to need to find time to do that. So here's just an idea of a place where you might be able to steal some time and work on those concepts with a few individuals.